I would like to tell you a story about Hwarang. Many of us are aware of Japanese samurais, Chinese warriors and their Shaolin monks. However, not many of us are aware of these unique Korean warriors. Right off the bat, I would like to warn you that there's a lot of controversy and a lot of falsification regarding these warriors. So we're gonna dig around and find out the real truth, or as close to it as we can. Hwarang, which directly translates as flower youth, were the young warriors gathered from the elite families of Silla, and according to the ancient Korean records called the Samguk Sagi, they supposedly played a large role in the politics and military affairs from 57 BC all the way up to the year 935 AD, during the Three Kingdoms era of the Korean history, which in total means that they have existed for around 1000 years. There are many things that are not clear about them. However, it is clear that these warriors had a very close relationship with Buddhism, as it was accepted as a state religion of Silla, and Buddhist principles and ideas are reflected in much of the doctrines and postulates of this mysterious order. Modern Korean historians say that Hwarang were taught meditation and martial arts techniques by the Buddhist monks. That's questionable though, since Buddhist monks that practiced martial arts as a codified system was exclusive to the Shaolin Temple in China at the time. Modern Korean claims that they had their own original Shaolin-type warrior monks has no verifiable historical proof. Curiously, for seemingly having a 1000-year-long history, the available information about them is so limited that it leaves a lot of room for interpretation, and many nationalists add their own wishful thinking to their importance and battle prowess that sometimes goes into the fairy tale levels of absurdity. Even though traditionally they are portrayed as men, surprisingly in the beginning, the order was consisting exclusively of beautiful and gracious women, called the Wonhwa, translated as the original flowers. Unfortunately, the information about them is also very scarce, even more so than of the Hwarang themselves. All we know for sure that women have played a very big role in the early history and government of Silla, as they had 3 ruling queens, many government officials were women, and they had an order which consisted entirely of women, which were dedicated to the warfare arts. But why did it seem like a good idea to have a unit of beautiful warrior women in the first place? Or were they just courtesans, possibly assassins? It's hard to tell. Overall, Hwarang seemed to be a very obscure and somewhat mysterious order, since if they have truly existed as a major player for around 1000 years, one would think that there would be a lot more records about who they were and about their exploits. There are some mentions and illustrations about them, like the frescoes of the Koguryo tombs. Digging into the specifics of joining, technically, to be admitted into the Hwarang order, you could be anyone, ranging from the common folk to the noble-born, as long as you were beautiful or looking significantly above average. Whoa, wait. One would think, what does this kind of face control have to do with martial arts or the military arts? That's a good question, and we will try to find out. The only type of people that had no chance of joining no matter what were the slaves. Those were the official rules. However, in reality, Hwarang consisted almost exclusively of the aristocrats. Once joined, their harsh curriculum consisted of many things, ranging from the Confucian and Buddhist canons to dancing, musical instruments, poetry, and of course the military sciences and weapon training. Which brings a question. Was this order initially built to represent the elite military members of the society, or did only some members of the Hwarang later on decide to pursue the military career? From the Soviet-translated North Korean data, it seemed that the Hwarang were little more than the rich kids of the wealthy families that could afford to receive top education in the top institution in Silla. They did learn the basics of double-edged swordplay, analogous to the Chinese qian, as it was considered a gentleman's weapon. From a martial art disciplines, however, they almost fully concentrated on archery, because it was considered to be the purest Buddhist martial art which teaches you focus and meditative state of mind. And of course they studied sciences, poetry and classics. As you can see, it's very different to their portrayal in modern movies, where they're often shown wielding exclusively long swords, analogous to the samurai or the Chinese warriors. Archery in Korea is a topic of its own. It's often considered to be the best in the world, so I would like to give it my full attention in an individual video. Now, going back to the Hwarang, yes, they really did use heavy makeup, perfume and colorful clothes, but always only before the battle. It was very unusual to see a Hwarang wear makeup in the casual environment. Now, the question remains, were they really a warrior caste? Why were they putting colorful makeup, using perfume and dressing colorfully right before the battle? Was it supposed to bring fear into the enemy's minds? There are many questions regarding this topic and I would like to uncover them in the second part of the video, which I am preparing as we are talking right now. Hwarang as a phenomena fascinates me. They must be one of the most interesting and unique warriors in history. I would like to make more material about them and would like to know your opinion. So what do you think about Hwarang so far, guys? What do you think they could do in comparison to samurai or the Shaolin warriors from China? Let me know in the comments below. So guys, see you in the second part. Remember to stay strong, stay healthy and to never neglect knowledge. Peace out.